Well, SABC News reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa is stationed outside the Palm Ridge Magistrate's Court monitoring developments in this particular case. Mbalenhle, good afternoon to you. So, of course, we saw a heavy police contingent that was stationed just outside the court. Of course, this is one of those cases that is emotionally charged because it involved violence and it also involved children. Just take us through what you've been observing outside that court throughout the day.
Well, I'm just going to step out of the shot to just show you what is happening right now. There's nothing much happening, and what you'll see is one of the police nyalas leaving the vicinity of the Palm Ridge Magistrate's Court that is following the appearance of Pastor Paseka Mboro Mthethwa, who has been remanded in custody until the 16th of August. Now, we do understand that there was a small group or a handful of people who had come to protest against his release, and this group of people was made up of the parents and grandchildren of the children who witnessed the unfortunate and very violent event that transpired at the primary school, which left many children really traumatized to the point that they need psychosocial assistance, which has been organized by the Gauteng Department of Education and with the help of the Social Development Department in the province. Now, that is what has happened, and we know that school has resumed as per the normal. However, the parents who were here complained about the fear that their children have been left with, in the sense that they are fearful that the children are fearful of going back to school because of the incident that happened, and they fear that the incident could happen once again at the school. Now, we also saw some of those who are supporting Pastor Mboro, popularly known as Pastor Mboro, but his real name is Paseka Mthethwa, who came and prayed and went inside for the court proceedings and came outside, and everyone has dispersed and left the scene. And as you can see, calm has restored and nothing major happened outside of the church that was burnt yesterday since the incident took place and since that video went viral on social media. It's back to you in studio.
Mbalenhle, before you go, I mean, we saw how, vocal community members, were, as you've also rightfully said now, in terms of, temperament around the community. What is happening now? I mean, what are they saying in as far as what this incident has glaringly just proven in terms of the violence and the lack of security at some schools, particularly in this school, in as far as how these individuals managed carrying these weapons to come into the school?
Now, as you know, the case was opened by the principal as well as the school governing body, as was stated earlier this morning in an interview with the spokesperson, Gauteng Education Department spokesperson Steve Mabona. And this was in an effort to deter anyone from ever coming to a school and disturbing the work of the teachers and the principals who are tasked with looking after children, as well as educating the children and the safety of the children while in school. And this is why the suspects were then arrested and appeared today and have been remanded in custody. Right now, there is no one here, but there is general unhappiness over the fact that the incident happened in full view of children who are young and impressionable, who now need psychosocial therapy as a result of the incident and the violence that transpired right before their eyes.
You weren't in court, Mbali, but perhaps just give us a sense of what can we expect this afternoon. We know, of course, that those 3 suspects appeared in court this morning. We do understand, of course, that 2 more suspects are expected to appear this afternoon.
Well, first-time appearances generally happen in the afternoon. The court do proceed with other matters that are already before the court until after lunchtime. And that is when the first-time appearances generally take place. So the first appearance by prophet or pastor or Paseka Mboro Mthethwa happened just at 1, and we got the reaction immediately at around 1:15. At the time, we were speaking to the Nguni News Bulletin on SABC 1, where people came out of court with joyful noises saying that they have won, given the fact that, you know, he has been remanded in custody to apply for bail at a later stage. And this was seen as a sign of victory by those who were there, the handful of parents and grandparents of the children who had come here to protest against the appearance, or ahead of the appearance. The second appearance is that of the as you have rightfully stated in the intro that you have read, is that the grandmother as well as the uncle of the two children were also charged with they also had some criminal charges laid against them, and they are also appearing for the first time in court. And I do believe that is currently happening right now as we speak. It is unclear as to what will happen. We do not have access to, you know, information as to what will transpire before court. Everything lies in the hands, the decision really lies in the hands of the judge, and the judge will be the one to make the final decision as to how they will rule and if there is enough evidence to remand the two in custody or to release them on bail. It remains to be seen, but my colleague Calvin Mthethwa is inside observing all of that, and he will be able to give you the finer details of the charges against all the suspects which appeared today and what the judge has said pertaining to the incidents that have happened and the rulings that have been handed down today so far.
Mbalenhle, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for that. Of course, Mbalenhle Mthethwa stationed outside the Palm Ridge Magistrate's Court, just monitoring development from the outside. And as you've heard, Calvin Mthethwa is inside the court, where the second procedures are now currently happening, and we'll get finer details later on in the program, hopefully, in terms of what the court proceedings in this second round of the court process has, been, how that went, because of course this is one of those stories that is being closely monitored, and we've got our reporters, of course, stationed outside the court and inside.